Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a company that's been making waves in the lithium space, Lithium Americas Corp, ticker symbol LAC. If you're curious about the future of electric vehicles, renewable energy, and the raw materials powering this revolution, you're in the right place. Let's break down everything from their financials to their market position and see if this stock is worth your attention. Stick around, hit that like button if you're excited, and let's get started. All right, first things first, let's set the stage. Lithium Americas Corp is a resource company focused on exploring and developing lithium deposits, primarily in the United States and Argentina. They're positioned in a hot sector right now. Lithium is the backbone of batteries for electric vehicles and energy storage. With the world shifting toward greener solutions, companies like LAC could be at the forefront of a massive growth story. But, as with any investment, there are risks and rewards to unpack, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So, who exactly is Lithium Americas Corp? Headquartered in Vancouver, Canada, LAC was founded in 2007 and has been building its portfolio of lithium projects ever since. Their flagship asset is the Thacker Pass project in Nevada, which is one of the largest known lithium resources in the United States. They also have interests in projects in Argentina, like the Cauchari-Olaroz project, which is a joint venture. With a market cap of around $902 million and a workforce of about 749 employees, they're a mid-sized player in the industrial materials space within the broader basic materials sector. Their mission is clear: supply the growing demand for lithium as the world electrifies. But the question is, can they execute on that vision? Let's dig deeper. Now let's talk about their revenue, or more accurately, the lack thereof. If you look at their income statements over the past few years, Lithium Americas hasn't generated any significant revenue. For 2025, 2024, and even back to 2020, their revenue line sits at zero. This isn't unusual for a company in the exploration and development phase. They're not yet at the stage of full-scale production and sales. Their focus has been on building out projects like Thacker Pass, which means they're burning cash to get to the finish line. So while there's no revenue to segment or analyze just yet, the potential lies in future production once these projects come online. Keep this in mind as we move through the analysis. LAC is very much a speculative play at this stage. Let's shift gears to their earnings performance. Looking at the past few years, it's clear that Lithium Americas is operating at a loss, which again ties back to their pre-revenue status. In 2025, they reported a net income of negative $124.2 million, with an EPS of negative 0.51 cents. Compare that to 2024, where losses were $40.5 million, or negative 21 cents per share, and 2023, where losses were much smaller at $5.1 million, or negative $2 per share. The trend shows increasing losses recently, likely due to ramped-up spending on project development. Their operating income for 2025 was also deeply negative at $53.8 million, reflecting heavy investment in getting their assets ready for production. The key takeaway here is that earnings are not the story yet. Future potential is. Diving into their financial statements, let's break down the balance sheet and cash flow to get a sense of their financial health. As of 2025, Lithium Americas has a strong cash position with $568.2 million in cash and cash equivalents and total current assets of $911.6 million. That's a solid liquidity buffer with a current ratio of over 5, meaning they can cover short-term liabilities without breaking a sweat. Total assets stand at $2.58 billion, while total liabilities are just under $1 billion, giving them a decent equity base of $1.6 billion. However, retained earnings are negative at $21.1 million, reflecting years of accumulated losses. On the cash flow side, 2025 showed a massive outflow with negative $765 million in free cash flow, driven by heavy capital expenditures of the same amount. Net cash from operating activities was slightly negative at $932,000, but they raised over $1.1 billion from financing activities, likely through equity or debt offerings to fund their projects. This tells me they've got the cash to keep pushing forward, but they're burning through it fast. Sustainability of this spending will be critical to watch. Now, let's talk valuation. With no revenue or positive earnings, traditional metrics like PE or PS ratios don't apply in a meaningful way here. Their price-to-earnings ratio for trailing 12 months is negative, sitting at negative 8.17, which reflects their losses. Enterprise value is around $865 million, slightly below their market cap of $902 million, which accounts for their debt and cash positions. Looking forward, analyst estimates for forward PE ratios in 2028 and beyond suggest a range of 4.93 to 15.54 by 2029, indicating expectations of profitability if projects come online as planned. But honestly, valuing LAC right now is more about the potential of their assets than current financials. It's a high-risk, high-reward setup, and you're betting on their ability to execute. All right, let's break down Lithium Americas through a SWOT analysis to get a clear picture of where they stand. Starting with strengths, LAC has a prime position in the lithium market, which is expected to see explosive demand with the rise of EVs and renewable energy. Their Thacker Pass project in Nevada is a massive asset, potentially one of the largest lithium resources in the U.S., giving them a strategic foothold in a key market. They also have a solid cash reserve, as we saw, which provides runway for development. Moving to weaknesses, the biggest one is obvious. They're not generating revenue yet. They're in a capital-intensive phase, burning cash on project development with no immediate returns. This makes them vulnerable to delays or cost overruns. Plus, their negative earnings and high debt-to-equity ratio of 0.5 signal financial strain if funding dries up. For opportunities, the global push for green energy is a tailwind that could propel LAC to new heights. If they can bring Thacker Pass and their Argentina projects online, they could capture a significant share of the lithium market. Partnerships or government support for critical minerals could also be a game changer. Finally, threats. Commodity prices are volatile, and lithium is no exception. A drop in prices could hurt their future profitability. There's also regulatory risk. Mining projects often face environmental pushback or permitting delays, especially in the U.S. And let's not forget competition. Other lithium players are racing to meet demand, and LAC needs to stay ahead of the curve. Overall, the SWOT paints a picture of a company with huge potential, but equally significant hurdles. It's a classic speculative stock. Let's take a look at LAC's recent stock performance. Over the past week, the stock is down slightly by 0.44%, but zoom out to the past month and it's taken a big hit, down nearly 22%. Over 3 months, it's down about 6%, but here's where it gets interesting. Over 6 months, LAC is up a whopping 65.2%, and over the past year, it's gained 47.9%. That's some serious volatility, which isn't surprising given their beta of 3.06, meaning this stock moves a lot more than the market. Long-term, though, over 5 years, it's down 63.2%, reflecting the challenges they've faced in getting to production. Recently, the stock closed at 4.04 cents, with some positive momentum reported at 4.64 cents in the latest session. For short-term traders, this kind of volatility could present opportunities, but you've got to time it right. For long-term investors, it's more about believing in their story than chasing daily moves. Now let's try to pin down an intrinsic value for LAC. Since they're pre-revenue, a discounted cash flow analysis is tricky and heavily reliant on assumptions about future production, lithium prices, and project timelines. Instead of crunching speculative numbers here, I'll frame it this way. The value of LAC lies in the potential output of Thacker Pass and their other assets. Analysts have a consensus rating of hold with a mix of buy, hold, and sell recommendations, suggesting a wide range of opinions on their future. If they hit their milestones, the stock could be undervalued at current levels. But if delays or market conditions sour, it could be overvalued. So without hard DCF numbers to share, my take on intrinsic value is more qualitative. At a current price of 4.04 cents and a market cap of $902 million, you're paying for future growth that isn't guaranteed. If you believe in the lithium boom and LAC's ability to deliver, there could be upside. But this isn't a stock for the faint of heart. It's a bet on execution and market trends. MarketSnap brings everything long-term investors use daily into one clean, fast platform. Explore stock financials, SWOT analysis, valuation ratios, 5-year analyst estimates, and our intrinsic value calculator, built with real fundamentals, not hype. All in a layout that's simple to read and ridiculously fast to navigate. And when you want to talk investing, join Nexus, our community where investors share valuations, posts, and stock discussions, all connected directly to the data. Use our stock's intrinsic value calculator to run and save real valuations with no spreadsheets. Share your analysis and valuations with others in the Nexus community. Get daily market summaries in video, audio, and article formats. Track the market with our earnings, dividend, and economics calendar. Our homepage gives you a real-time market overview with interactive heat maps, top market movers, and major index performance at a glance. Track daily performances, discover the most active stocks, and analyze performance across different timeframes, from weekly to yearly trends, and see which industries are leading or lagging. It's free to create an account, with optional access to premium forward-looking data. Try it now at MarketSnap.com and invest with clarity, not noise. That's a wrap for today's stock market summary from MarketSnap. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to stick with us for daily updates and deep dive SWOT analyses to keep your investment strategy sharp. Whether you're navigating short-term turbulence or building wealth for the long haul, we've got the insights to help. See you tomorrow.